Hello and welcome to week 7 of your 2025 yoga challenge. This week we'll practice some warrior poses and some more balance. So find a tall, comfortable seat, whatever that means for you, and settle in. So you might close your eyes here if that's comfortable, or you can keep a soft gaze. You might shift a little bit side to side. I'm sitting on a folded blanket, on the edge of a folded blanket, because that is way more comfortable for me. So you can try that as well. Just arriving both physically and mentally. We'll practice Durga Pranayam. Today we've been practicing Ujjayi breath, and you can continue to practice that. But I want to introduce you to some other breath work. So there's a lot of benefits to Durga Pranayam. Probably the one that stands out to me the most is that it's very calming and it promotes emotional balance. It helps us get connected to our mind, promote mindfulness. And it's also a breath that's kind of easy to practice. So the way it works, and you may know this already, and you can go ahead and get started if you've never heard of Durga Pranayam, which is 3-part breath. Then what you do is inhale and you push out your belly first. So you're inhaling through the belly, and then you continue to inhale up into the rib cage and then all the way up into the chest. So that's why it's called 3-part breath, because it's belly, ribs, chest. So you take all that in, and then when you exhale, it goes out the opposite way. So first your chest falls, and then your rib cage comes in, and then your belly deflates. So let's try that together. Let's just take a cleansing inhale through the nose, and then exhale it out through the mouth. One more like that. Inhale through the nose, side out. Now begin inhaling through the belly, into the ribs, into the chest, up into the upper chest. Exhale out of the chest, deflate the ribs, and deflate the belly. Again, inhale through the belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Practice 5 more rounds with your own breath, your own rhythm. Or if you prefer, just taking your natural breath or going back to Ujjayi. You have the freedom to choose. This might be your last round. As you finish, just return to your natural breath. Maybe notice if you feel any changes in the body or the mind after completing your Durga Pranayam. When you're ready, gently open up the eyes. Bring your hands behind you. Yes, you should have the blocks ready. And just lean back a little so you can change the cross of your legs. So we're sitting with probably your non-dominant leg in front. Sitting up tall again. Let's inhale, reach the arms up. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, one hand comes down, stretch to that side. 3 breaths here. Remember, you can always bring your chest towards the earth or lift it up towards the sky. Exhale, inhale. Or you can always just stay right here. On an inhale, lift back up. Exhale, opposite arm comes down and stretch over to your left. Again, you can stay just like this. It's a good intercostal stretch. Or if you want, you can exhale down, inhale up, exhale, inhale. One more exhale, inhale, and then continue to inhale, rising all the way up, and relax your hands. Inhale, lift them up again, and then twist to one side. Bringing the one hand behind you like a kickstand, opposite hand to opposite knee. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, possibly deepen the twist. Continue with a couple more breaths. On an exhale, release your twist. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, maybe deepen the twist, gazing over the opposite shoulder. Inhale here. Exhale, release the twist and walk your fingers forward for a bit of a forward fold. You can find stillness here, or you can rock a little side to side, seeing if there's anywhere that feels particularly good. And when you're ready, gently walk back up and find your way into tabletop, hands and knees. If you don't already have them, go ahead and grab your blocks. Sort of blanket off to the side. All right, so tabletop, we're engaging our wrist underneath our shoulders, fingers spread wide, knees under the hips, and belly button in toward your spine. Again, you can test your balance and your integrity by lifting the right hand off the mat and leaving everything else as it is, and then do the same with the left. If you can do that, then you are probably in a good position. You might tap the tops of your feet behind you just to kind of not forget about them back there. And then when you're ready, drop your belly, gazing up for Bithalasana, cow pose. Exhale, round your spine, Marjasana, cat. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Come back to center and bring your toes together, your big toes together. You might walk your knees out a little bit. Sink your hips back, Balasana, child's pose. Reaching your forehead towards the mat, knocking over your blocks. Arms stretched in front of you. And settle in for 3 deep breaths. Remember, you can always come back to child's pose at any point in your practice, or any other pose that's calling to you. On an inhale, leave your hands where they are, but lift your hips. Bring your knees back if you widen them, toes apart. Coming into hanging cobra. So you're just gonna kind of drop your belly towards the earth, the chest lifts. We're gonna hanging cobra. And then exhale, we're gonna flow a little bit back to child. Inhale, hanging cobra. Exhale, child's. Inhale, hanging cobra. If this is too much for your knees, exhale, child's. Then feel free to just stay in child's pose. And then inhale, come back up. Maybe walk your hands back towards your body a little bit. Tuck your toes and lift your hips high. We're coming into Adho Mukha Svanasana. First one of our practice, so you might want to bend one knee at a time, or take any other movement that feels good. Your heels coming towards the earth, but they do not need to touch. Mine certainly don't. Fingers are spread wide. Trying to bring some of the weight out of the heel of your hand. So you might find a lot of the weight going into your wrist, but you can spread it out into your fingertips. And I know that's not completely intuitive. A little practice of just kind of pushing into your fingertips. Usually when I'm in downward facing dog, I lift a hand and kind of press into my fingertips, and then do the other with the other hand. All right, and then go ahead and lower your knees and exhale all the way down to Bhujangasana, Cobra Pose. So bringing your chest all the way down. Go ahead and let your forehead come to the mat. And then inhale, press up, coming into a baby cobra. Exhale, lower down. Inhale. Exhale. On this inhale, maybe you lift up a little bit more, Bhujangasana, Cobra. Stay light in your hands. And be mindful of the low back. If there's any compression here, then go ahead and come out of the pose a little bit. And take 3 breaths. On an inhale, press into your hands, coming onto your knees. Make your way into Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then inhale, walk, step, jump, hop, whatever it takes to get to the top of your mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, slight bend in your knees, sweep your arms up. Exhale, mountain. We found our way into mountain. Standing tall, feet firmly pressed into the earth. Take this off. On an inhale, sweep your arms up, look up, upward salute. Exhale, swan dive down, head and neck are last to arrive. Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Bring your shoulder blades together. Exhale, Uttanasana. Plant your hands, step your right foot back, and lower your right knee. Bring your blocks so that you can get to them. So find a nice firm foundation here in our lunge, our low lunge. So your hands can be down on the earth or on the blocks, making sure knee and toes are pointed in the same direction and your knee isn't going past your ankle. And once you feel nice and secure there, you can rise up if you'd like, or you can stay there. Wherever you've gone, take 3 deep breaths. Allowing the right hip flexor to open up. Inhale here. Exhale, sweep the arms down, maybe grab your blocks. Shift your hips back or coming into that half split. Inhale, nice and tall, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold, hinging at the waist. Any amount that feels good to you. Just looking for a gentle stretch in the back of the leg. We're still warming up. So you might need to back out a little bit and give those muscles an opportunity to slowly open up. Inhale here. Exhale, plant that foot back down. Bring your right hand down to the mat and twist open to your left. 3 breaths. Take the block here if you like. Inhale. Exhale, hand comes back down on the outside of your left foot. Plant both hands and step the left foot back into plank. So nice and strong in our plank. Inhale here. Exhale, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, your choice. So lower down, exhale. Inhale, lift up, cobra or up dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Inhale, look forward. Actually, inhale your right leg back behind you, kicking whatever's behind there. And then inhale, step it forward between your hands. Lower the left knee, so we're in our low lunge on the other side. Checking your setup, and when you're ready, inhale, lift up. 3 breaths. Inhale here. Exhale, sweep the arms down. Find your blocks. Exhale, half split. Ardha Hanumanasana. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold forward any amount that feels good to you. And take 3 breaths. Inhale here. Exhale, coming forward, bringing your left hand down to the mat. Twist open to your right. 3 breaths. Inhale here. Exhale, sweep that right hand down on the outside of your right foot. Maybe you grab your blocks, tuck your back toes, and a big step forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. Exhale, mountain. Pause. Maybe you notice now what it feels like to have each side of your body stretched out a little bit. We've stretched our spine, our legs, our torso, our arms. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, swan dive down, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot way back. Keep the knee lifted. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. 3 breaths. Keep a bend in the left knee. Inhale here. Exhale, you can drop your hands to your hips here and then lower your right heel down at about a 45-degree angle. So we're kind of in this heel to heel alignment, but we're going to keep, so my hips are not in the correct position here. For warrior 1, we want to keep our hips kind of pointed towards the top of the mat. So it's a little bit awkward. You might need to separate your feet a little bit more and just find a position, like separate them width-wise, not necessarily distance-wise between them, because it actually might feel better to bring them closer together. So wherever you find your comfort, bring your hips back towards the top of your mat, bend into your left knee, and then when you're ready, inhale, sweep your arms up. You are a warrior. Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. 3 breaths. Inhale here. Exhale, fold forward, find your blocks. We're going to take a little bit of a balance here. So our standing split, leaning into the blocks, coming forward, bringing the right toes off the mat, any amount. Standing split. Keep the right hip lowered. So you can be here, just barely off the mat, here, or extended here. It doesn't really matter, but take a breath. And then plant that foot back down to meet the other Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, mountain. Take a breath. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your hands around the blocks and then step your left foot way back. Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge, 3 breaths. Keep a bend in the right knee this time. Breathe in here. On an exhale, lower your hands to your hips and lower your left heel back and down at about a 45-degree angle. So remember, the only difference between Anjaneyasana and Warrior One is the heel. So it does, if you wanted to stay here, that's fine. But if you want to play with Warrior One a little bit, then take 3 breaths in your version of Warrior One. Everybody's Warrior One will look different. Inhale here. Exhale, find your blocks. Kind of leaning forward, lifting that back heel off the mat any amount. Standing split. Breathe in, and then breathe out, bringing that foot down. Uttanasana, bend your knees here. Maybe you grab opposite elbows and just kind of shake it out. Rock side to side, bounce. Anything that feels good. And then release your arms if you're holding opposite elbows. Sweep all the way up. And exhale, mountain. Excellent job. All right, Warrior Two, we're gonna be practicing. So again, having your hands on your hips might be helpful. So from here, we're just going to take a big step back with our right foot and step it out and at about a 45-degree angle again. Very similar to Warrior One. So Warrior One, hips are towards the top of the mat. Warrior Two, open the hips. So Warrior One, Warrior Two, Warrior One, Warrior Two. You can practice that with me. So back to Warrior One, open, Warrior Two. Now there is one other little difference, and that's that we float our hands up from extending from our shoulders here and gaze over the left fingertips. So the fingertips in front. What happens in Warrior Two, and this happens to me still, is that the left knee will try to fold in. And it's okay, it happens, but try to bring it back so that the knee and the toes are pointed in the same direction. And you can even just keep your hands on your hips here, because extending your arms out, it's a lot, especially on your shoulders. So hands can just stay here, leaning in, bending into that, not leaning in, but bending into that left knee and keeping the chest open. So the other thing you want to, once you have all that, the other thing you want to look out for is, I see people kind of leaning like this a little bit. So keep the tailbone pointed towards the earth. So your spine is long. So we're not leaning back, we're not leaning forward. We're at our center, and you know where your center is because it's gonna feel the most natural, you're gonna get the most stability here. So take another breath here, and then reverse your warrior. So right fingertips come to the back of your right leg, and you're gonna sweep the left arm up, gazing up. And take 3 breaths. Notice if that left knee has started to creep into the center again and bring it back. Don't judge, just notice. Big breath in here. On an exhale, start to bend at the waist, bringing your left elbow towards your left thigh, coming into our half angle. Right arm can extend up from the shoulder. And then the other thing is our chest isn't pointed towards the earth, right? We want to point our chest towards the sky. Not really, but that's the direction that's good to go in. If it's too much to have this arm extended, you can wrap it around behind you in a half bind. If you want a little bit more, you can remove your elbow from your thigh and reach it down towards the earth. On an inhale, slowly come back up, hands come to your hips. Take a big step forward, coming to the top of your mat. Shake it out a little bit. Actually, I'll have you turn on the long end of your mat, or the side, for tree pose. So we practiced tree before. Remember, you can use the wall or a chair. No shame in that. It doesn't matter really how far up your foot is going on your leg, or if you're holding something for balance. What matters is that you showed up. So we're gonna practice on the right side first. So planting our right foot firmly into the earth, shifting our weight slightly to there. Open the left hip. You're in tree pose. So if you'd like to take a variation where you slide that foot up your leg, that's fine. Try not to force it. I see people grab it and put it places. If that's something you've been doing for a very long time and you've never had problems, then go for it. But otherwise, it should just be a natural place along your leg that feels good. And you can grow your branches, take some deep breaths. Find your drishti, something to focus on that's not moving. Let's try for 4 more breaths, but come out anytime you need to. You're doing great. Inhale, and then exhale, release your arms, release your foot, shake it out. And then come to the top of your mat. So warrior 2, other side, you might plant your hips, hands on your hips. Big step back now with your left foot. If this is too big, you can always bring it in a little. And then move your hips so they're open to the long edge of your mat. Extend your arms out if that feels good. Gaze over your right fingertips. 3 breaths. Virabhadrasana 2. Check in with your right knee. Make sure it's not falling into the center. Notice your torso, and if you're leaning one way or another, try to balance it out. Inhale, reverse your warrior. So left hand comes to the back of the left leg, right arm lifts up, gaze up. 3 breaths. Inhale here. Exhale, hinging at the waist, coming into your side angle. So open up the chest. You can take the half bind if you'd like. And you can also reach your hand toward the earth. But I notice when I do that, my chest kind of collapses in, so I'm probably better up here. And on an inhale, slowly come back up, hands to hips. Step forward to the top of your mat, and then come to the side of your mat. Actually, you can stay at the top if you want, but I can't face you all if I do that. So tree on the other side. So shifting your weight into your left foot, open up, rotate open your right hip, and you are in tree. If you'd like to take some of the variation of that, sliding your foot up along the other leg, reaching the arms up, growing your branches. If you fall out, it's okay. Or if it's just not working for you, feel free to come out. Inhale. Exhale, release your arms, release your foot, shake it out. You might have noticed that one side worked a little bit better than the other, and that's perfectly normal. Our bodies are just a little bit not symmetric. All right, from here, let's come to the top of our mat. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, swan dive down, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back into, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog, and then lower your knees. And lower all the way down to your in a seat. Extend your legs out in front of you. And then bend your right knee, bringing your right heel up towards your heel, and let it fall out. Coming into Janu Sirsasana, head to knee pose. Shift your torso over the extended leg. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, fold forward. Find any part of your leg to hold on to. And take 3 deep breaths. Inhale, slowly walk your hands back up and switch sides. So right, left heel, bend the left knee, left heel comes up towards your sits bones, allow it to fall out. Shift over to the extended right leg, inhale up, and exhale, fold. Holding on to any part of your leg or toes that feels comfortable to you for 3 breaths. Inhale, slowly come back up. Extend both legs out, shake them out. Maybe give them a little massage, thank them for everything they do. And bring the soles of your feet together in Baddha Konasana. Feel free to use the blocks underneath your knees so they have support. Sitting up tall. Stay here if it feels good, or you can also fold any amount that feels good to you. And take 4 breaths here. inhale, slowly come out of the pose. Maybe bring your hands to behind you as you bring the soles of your feet to the mat, to the floor, and just rock your hips side to side. It's a good counter pose for Baddha Konasana. If you feel any cracks or pops, it's okay as long as it's not painful. And from here, come on down onto your spine. You can move the blocks out of your way unless you want to use them for your Shavasana somehow. Some people like to put their feet on them. I like to roll a blanket under my head and neck. Not everybody likes that, but that's what I like. So take anything, maybe put your socks back on, or a sweater, because you can get kind of cool in Shavasana. So, turning around on your mat, feet are planted out in front of your knees, and we're going to slowly coming down, reclining all the way onto our spine, engaging the core a little. And as you arrive, hug your knees into your chest. You can take circles, rock side to side, anything that feels good. Massaging the low back. And allow those knees to fall over to the right, extending your left arm open. Some people like to place a block between their knees in this spinal twist. Wherever you've gone, maybe you close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths. Thanking yourself for showing up on your mat today. On an inhale, bringing your knees back to center, rocking side to side a little bit more. And then let your knees fall to the left, opening your right armpit up. Close your eyes, take some deep breaths. You might take a moment to think of one thing you can be grateful for today. On an inhale, bringing your knees in one last time. If you'd like to move into Happy Baby, you're bending your knees towards your armpits, reaching up for the outside of your feet, or just you can wrap them around your ankles and rock side to side, flexing your feet. It's a good counter pose to the spinal twist. If there's anything else you'd like before we settle into Shavasana, then feel free to take it now. Otherwise, allow your legs and arms to extend. Let your feet fall open. You always have the option to place one hand on your belly, one on your heart. Take whatever you need so that you can relax for the next few minutes. I'll guide you out of your Shavasana. So breathe in, exhale, let it go, let everything go. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Start to bring awareness back to your body. Taking some small movements. Find your way onto one side in the fetal position, symbolizing rebirth. And keeping your eyes closed or soft, use your top arm to gently press yourself up to a tall seat as we close out our practice. If you'd like to join me, bringing your palms together at your heart, taking a breath in and then letting it out. Big breath in for Om. Thank you for your practice. Thank you for your presence. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, week, whatever part of the week it is that you're listening to, and I'll see you next week.